What's up, guys? Today we'll be doing lesson 11.6. 11.6 is about areas of polygons. Now the polygons I'm talking about are the polygons that don't have a formula on the formula chart. So like a pentagon, a hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, and so forth. And the formula you need for those, you can find it on the formula chart. You're going to learn to love and hate this formula. Is A equals 1/2 little a big P. Now the A is the apothem and the P is the perimeter of the whole shape. So for example, if we had this hexagon, right, so the first thing we'd have to do is draw the apothem. And the apothem is in the center, right there, straight down. Remember, it cuts this in half, and it comes over here, and it cuts the angle in half. So the full angle, it cuts it in half. That's what the apothem does, and it cuts the side in half. Now obviously this is ugly, so I'm going to cheat and use the computer, so hold on. Alright, so here is my triangle that I made. This is a right triangle. And just to be clear, this is the actual apothem, this line right there, right? This line is the apothem. I need that, the length of this line to fill in here for A. Alright, so I'm going to make this question pretty much the easiest way you're going to see it. So I want to say that this is 3. That's 3. Alright? So this is 3. Well then this is 3. Which means that all of this is 6. And since I have a hexagon, there are 6 sides. So to find the perimeter, it's 6 times 6 sides, which is 36. That is my perimeter of the entire hexagon. So over here, when I find the area is equal to 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter of the whole shape. Well, the perimeter of the whole shape is 36. So next step is to figure out the apothem. But the problem is we can't start that yet because we cannot do trigonometry because I do not know the angle. So how can I find the angle to this, or the measure to this angle? How do I know how much each angle is? Well, there's a formula that tells me how many degrees are inside any shape. That would be n minus 2 times 180, divide that by n. And n would be the number of sides. Since I have 6 sides in this question, it'd be 6 minus 2 times 180 divided by 6. You plug that in the calculator, you're going to get 120. So this is 120 degrees. That's 120. They're each 120 degrees, okay? The problem is, let me erase it. I know, right? I just figured it out. Remember I told you that the apothem cuts the angle in half. So all of this angle is 120, but I only need half of that 120. So half of the 120 would be 60. So this is 60 degrees. Now I can do trigonometry in my little triangle here. So I'm looking for this. This is my question mark. This would be my x. That would be my apothem. So I look over here, this is the opposite side, this is the A, so O and A is tan for SOHCAHTOA. Now just remember, if you get confused with O and A, remember that everything across the 90, the slant is always H, all the time. So here's O and A. O and A would be TOA. So it is tan of 60 degrees over 1 equals, O goes first, O is x, divided by a, which is 3. Alright, so the next step is up to you. Do you remember, if the 3 is on the bottom, do you multiply or divide? Well, since the 3 is on the bottom, you multiply. If the 3 were on top, you were to divide. But since it's on the bottom, you're going to multiply. So in the calculator, you're going to put 3 times, whatever, big old dot, tan 60 degrees. Do not put tan 60 first. Put 3 times tan 60 in the calculator. So remember that this is really a time sign. And assuming you are in degrees, you should get about 5.2 if you round. So this is 5.20 if you round. Alright? So all this work we did was just to find this. This number is my little a. This is my apothem. So over here, I'm going to come over here and put 5.20. And then I'm going to put this in the calculator. Exactly the way it's written. 1 divided by 2 parentheses 5.20 parentheses 36 parentheses. And it gives you, so the area would be 93.6. And so it just depends on what I ask you to round. The area is approximately 94, feet, inches, units, squared. Remember that area is always squared. Now, again, that was the easiest possible question I could give you. So, just to recap, all I gave you was that 3. So first I gave you the 3, then we figured out this is a 3, then you figured out the perimeter, then we had to figure out the angle, and then remember you have to divide by 2 to get the 60 in here, then we have to do trigonometry. Now, this entire question will change if I do this. Watch, hold on. Let's say, for example, I don't give you anything. I only tell you, you know what? The perimeter of the whole shape is 60. You figure out everything else. So then you already know that a equals 1/2 times my a times my p. And you know this is 60. Well, all of it is 60. There are 6 sides. So then each side would be 10. So this is 10. Now that's 10. Each of these would be 5. Don't forget that. And also, I could just give you an angle and say, you know what, you solve the rest. It's just, there's a lot of different ways to solve this question. I'm going to do one more, a different shape, like a pentagon. And I'm just going to pretty much talk my way through it and see if you can all understand it. Alright, so let's say I have this pentagon here. And I need to find the area, and let's say all I'm going to give you is the perimeter. I'm going to say the perimeter is equal to let's say 55. So the perimeter is 55. So in the formula, A equals 1/2 AP. Well, that P is right here. I already have that. So it's equal to 1/2 times my A times my P, big P, and this is 55. I need to find the apothem. Now remember, there are 5 sides here, so I'm going to divide this by 5. Each side is 11. That's 11, 11, all the way around 11. So all of this is 11, except I need half of that, because I don't want the full 11, I need half of that. And half of 11 would be 5.5, so this is 5.5, each of these pieces. Alright? Now what's next? We need the angle. The angle right there. And how do you find that angle? Using that other formula. N minus 2 times 180 divided by n. For us, in this case, it's going to be 5 minus 2, because there's 5 sides, times 180 divided by 5. That gives me 108. So this is 108 degrees. But I don't care about the 108, because I need half of that. And half of that is 54. So here's my 54. I need to find this, would be my x. O and A. O and A is tan. So tan of 54 degrees over 1 . And O goes on top, and O is my x. And on the bottom would be my 5.5. And then we're going to multiply just like we did before. 5.5 times 54. That gave me x is 7.57, so 7.6. So that's 7.6. And now that I can plug into the apothem. So 7.6. So then 1/2 times 7.6 times 55. And that gives us 209 units squared. Now, I hope you followed along in that question. If not, go back slowly, please. I'm going to expect you to know how to do this when you walk in the door tomorrow. So let's see. Again, we use tan. Are we always going to use tan? Negative. We can use sin and cos. For example, if I gave you the apothem, let's say I gave you the 7.6. So I gave you the 7.6, and you have to work your way backwards to find that number, the 5.5. We're going to save that for the next day. For right now, just can you find the area of this? So tomorrow, you'll be doing this in class on your own. You'll probably have a few hexagon, a pentagon, maybe even an octagon, a nonagon, a heptagon, I don't know. But we have a few of these. So I hope you all got this. If y'all absolutely don't understand it, please ask in class. But not everybody, because if everyone asks, then you're not paying attention to my video. Pretty simple. Alright guys, laters.